Hi, Maxwell.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good.
Good. Go ahead, have a seat right there.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in again today. So last week we met and we reviewed kind of the policies and procedures of the office. So this week, actually, I've got some questions for you. It can feel like a lot of questions, so if you want to take a break or if you actually just don't feel like answering some of the questions, we don't have to do everything today. And I'm also just keeping track of our time right here, so we can make sure we get through everything in our session today. And then I also wanted to just revisit that the pronouns that I prefer people use are she, her, and ella. And wanted to ask what your preferred pronouns would be.
Oh, just call me Maxwell.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. And so last time you mentioned that you've been having some feeling really down and sad and just not really feeling very happy for a while. And so can you just tell me a little bit more about what's going on?
Yeah, so my concern is that I'm unable to multitask.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I focus a lot on work. I don't, do fun things. I'm not able to add maybe doing something fun to work, and I feel like my life is just centered on just work, and it's disturbing me because I feel like I can do better. I can, have some fun while I work, give myself a treat, go out, spend time with family, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. And what is your work? What do you focus on?
I'm a school social worker.
Okay.
And our work can be very, tough because I work with a huge caseload. We are monitoring attendance. We are keeping student profile, making reports, and I have a strict supervisor who is, on my toes, making sure that I'm getting everything done. And my relationship with him currently is very positive, and I don't want to have a strained relationship with him. So I'm working as hard as I can to maintain that, positive relationship, and it's a struggle for me.
Yeah. When was the last time you think you did something fun that made you feel really good?
It's been a while. I cannot even recall doing something fun for myself. Not even, buying a pizza for myself. It's been a while. I only get to do something fun when my friends, all my friends are out of state. So it's only maybe when they come around, and they can come like within a whole year, they don't show up. So it's only when they come that is when I'm able to, have some time with them. We go out and then we have a good time.
When was the last time you think that was? That maybe your friends are here?
Yeah, so this was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they came around 2 years ago, and we had a good time, but even it was sporadic because they also came, to rest, and so they are also always not available for socialization.
How would you talk about like your eating and your sleeping habits? Like, has that been good, or do you have any issues with that?
Yeah, I think I have an irregular eating pattern because when I have a lot of work to do, I lose appetite. Like, I do not eat. I can stay a whole day without eating, focusing on work. But then at times when I know I have, met my targets and my task is done, I eat like abnormally. Compared to, the normal quantities that I'm supposed to have. Yeah.
Okay. How often do you think that happens, that, you're so involved in work that you don't think about eating or you won't eat?
It happens very often, like, every week that I'm sure it happens. Maybe twice in a week. I can stay the whole day without eating, just having no appetite for food. Yes.
What about your sleeping?
My sleeping, well, so I'm the type who falls asleep very easily. It doesn't matter if I've even slept. I've had some good sleep during the day. It's not hard for me to sleep. Once night falls and I lie down, I sleep easily, and then yeah, I wake up on time. Yeah. The only thing is I hardly sleep during the day. I hardly take a nap. Yeah, it's very hard for me.
Is that something you used to do? Take naps?
Well, no, I'm not that kind of a person, but I feel like have taken a nap sort of refreshes you and gives you a good start. And given the nature of my work, I would appreciate if I was able to take a nap.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you do sleep at night, how many hours of sleep do you think you get on average?
On the average, from 8 to 10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how's your health overall? Do you have any health concerns or health problems?
Health-wise, I'm fine. I don't have any like medical condition.
Okay.
I don't remember the last time I visited the hospital. Yeah. If I find myself at the hospital, then maybe I have a flu
Okay.
or diarrhea.
Yeah. How often do you think that happens? Like within a year?
Sometimes a whole year I don't go to the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't experience any medical condition, any pain or anything.
Okay. When was the last time you did get like a physical, like just a routine checkup?
I don't know. I don't. It's not. I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't remember the last time I did that
Okay.
routine checkup. I don't even know. What that is like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people recommend that people do what they call this routine medical checkup once a year. That's it. Really, all it is you go and you see your doctor, and they do your height, your weight, and they ask you some questions, and they poke around and just make sure that everything is normal. And so if that was something you're interested in doing, we can talk about that. We can find you resources for that for sure.
Yeah, of course. I would love to do that.
Yeah, we just always want to make sure that like our physical body is going okay too.
Right.
What would you say what your home situation is like? Do you have roommates or do you live on your own?
Yeah, so I have a roommate, and we are not, very close like friends, but then the relationship is, just a roommate relationship. Yeah, and I recall that we had, arguments, and then a lot of the arguments that we have is about keeping the home clean. Yeah, I'm the type who likes to, tidy up his space, and he, on the other hand, is, quite, messy, and so we argue a lot over stuff like that, and that sort of strains our relationship.
How often do you think you're arguing with your roommate?
Yeah, yes, when I have concerns about, the sanitary nature of the house, I sort of tell him, and then many times it ends up in misunderstandings, because I recall last time I tried to, come to an agreement with him that we take turns in cleaning the house, and that didn't go down well with him. And so that sort of, strained our relationship, and then as we speak, I'm taking it upon myself to be doing the cleaning all the time because he's not cooperating with me. Yeah.
Do you feel safe in your home?
Oh,
in your neighborhood?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. My neighborhood is safe, security wise. I don't have a problem. I can leave my door unlocked and go out and see things the same. No crime incidents. It's safe to walk at night. Yeah, so I don't have any problem in terms of security in my neighborhood.
Good. So we're coming to an end to this session. I just have a couple more questions before you leave. Who would you say are some really important people in your life right now?
Yeah, so my mother. My mother is very, significant in my life because I spend a lot of time with her, and I was very close. Being the last child, I, took support from her, and I was able to tell her everything that my concern was, and so the relationship between my mom is very strong. Yeah, and I feel sorry for her a lot when she tells me about her struggles in life. So anytime I want to see her happy, I try as much as I can to, put smiles on her face. Yeah.
And where is your mom right now?
So my mom is in Ghana.
Okay. And how often do you get to talk with her?
I speak to her every week.
Okay.
Every week I make sure that we have a conversation.
Great.
Yes. Just to make sure that she's fine.
Good. Well, that's all my questions for today. Did you have any questions or concerns for me?
Okay, the question I will have now is to know when our meeting is scheduled.
Sure. So this time, Wednesdays at 12 o'clock work for me. Is that a time that you think you could keep?
All right. Yes. Sure.
Great. Yeah.
Wednesday is fine.
Well, then we can meet next Wednesday at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can stick to that time.
Yeah. And then I just wanted to check in with kind of how you were feeling about today's session. I know we have to talk about a lot of stuff and just want to kind of see what you were feeling.
Well, I feel like I've been able to voice out a lot of my concerns. Yeah, I don't recall the last time somebody, was interested in hearing me out. And I feel like it's good that I've had this session with you, and I'm hoping that I make tremendous progress.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I think absolutely you will. And so any other questions or concerns for me?
No question for now.
Okay, well that's the end of our session. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you too.